Okay, back again to continue the tutorials. We're going to dig into three-point editing a little bit more, and we are going to use those keyboard commands that I just went over in the last tutorial. So what I want to do is just mark in, get the kids walking through, and maybe get most of them to go through the shot. The girl in the pink there, that'll be the end of the shot. First I want to set an in point. I'm going to mark it about, I'm J-ing to go backwards. K is always pause. Let's mark in right there. And we'll play through it. Let's get the girl in the pink just as she crosses the frame and she's out. Perfect. That's my out point. Notice how Premiere highlighted that work area. So that's the in over here. There's the out. That's two of our points. For three-point editing, we need a third point. Now, if I make the edit right now, it's going to actually either insert the shot in front of this one, if I did an insert edit, or it's going to overwrite and cover up this shot. I don't want to cover this shot up. I want this shot to be first. I want this second shot to be right after it, right in this space. So see what I have to do is I got to drag this line, or not drag it. I'm going to give you another keyboard shortcut. Arrow down advances to the next edit point in the sequence. I bounce back and forth. I hit the arrow up, goes to the front. Arrow down, arrow up. So the arrow down puts me at the end of the pennies, the first B-roll shot. Again, that becomes my new end point. So I have 1, 2, 3. I've got the 3 points marked. I could go so far as to actually type in an I, like just hit the I key right there, not type it in, but just hit I. And that establishes a more firm end point right there on the timeline. Again, 3 points to edit. What do I do now? I simply hit overwrite, and it's going to throw this second shot right after the first one. Again, remember the keys on the keyboard, so we're going to hit the period key, and there's the overwrite. So let's throw in another one. Let's go ahead and do that. Again, we're going to pick out another clip. Maybe the teacher kind of moving the pizza boxes around. So I'm going to JKL, back it up. What I want to get is she moves that box over to the, there it goes. She's going to move it over to the, and I just want that bit. I'm going to mark out, back it up. Mark in right before she grabs it. See where her hand is, and it's going to start there. Picks it up, slides the other box under it, and boom, we'll cut away right there. So there's my area that's been marked. I got about 3 seconds, 11 frames right there. Simple as that. There's my new end point, wherever the red line is. I can always type O or mark I right there in the timeline. So that marks a new end point. And I've got my in and out point set up here. Again, it's just from that little bit to where she grabs the pie. So we just put that into the sequence, simple as that. And I've edited a new shot in 1, 2, 3. And again, I can scroll back and forth with the up and down arrows to get to the end or the middle. Let's put in one more shot after the pizza, and then I'm going to make a fix where I do an insert. Right now I'm doing overwrites, overwrite, overwrite. I'm just putting one shot after another in a simple fashion. I'm going to grab another shot of the kids coming in. This is a different angle, right? So let's J that. Let's go back, watch the kids come in. Okay, shot's a little wobbly. Okay, there's where I settle it. I'm going to get her through. And let's pick it up on this kid right here. So I'm going to advance it just a frame or two forward. So I'm going to mark in right there as that girl begins to appear. Play it. And after that girl gets through, we're going to mark the O. So there's my in and out. And again, I want it to cut right here. So I'm just going to hit the old overwrite, period. And we're rolling. We've got 15 seconds in our timeline. If you notice, the timeline number keeps growing as we add more shots. However, I'm going to make a little bit of a change. I decided that between these two shots, where the pizza gets laid down and the kid comes in, I want to cut in a shot in between those two. I wanted to add a shot, insert a shot between these two. So here we're going to do the insert edit. Back up my arrow. Again, I'm using the up down arrows. Back to that edit point. I'm going to mark in. I really need to mark an end point. I tap I. There's my new end point on the timeline. Now I'm going to get the clip of the Coke bottles being opened. So we'll go pizza laid out, Coke opens, more kids come in. I think that's going to be a better sequence. And it's also what the script is talking about. So there we go. Teacher opens Coke. I have a nice close-up. Let's JKL. Again, just using my keyboard. I'm going to go right back to where she opens that. Oh, you're going to hear the hiss of the, right there. See how I can just scrub that? Okay, in. Boom, right as her hand comes out. I'll cut it off right there. So that's my in and out. I got about 4 seconds. I could even play that a little bit further. Let's back it up. Actually, right about there where her hand drops out. So now I have that marked, and this time, again, as I mentioned, we're going to insert it here. So I have 1 point in, 2, and 3, and all I need to do is make my insert. So I'm going to go back to the comma key, and when I hit comma, see what it did? It put teacher opens Coke right in between the others. So we go, let's scroll over this way so you can see. When I scrub the timeline, we see those shots up here. So as I play it, pizza, then it's going to go to the Coke, then the kids come back in. So let's just go back to that last edit point. One more shot. What do we have here? How about back to the wide shot here? She's already opened the Coke, so I'm going to pull that one up, and that's going to be the shot before the side. And there's a kid. Oh, there's a guy walking across. Perfect. We'll get this guy walking across the shot. There he goes, in and out. Oh, perfect. And we'll cut that down. Now, this is just going to be a simple overwrite. I'm going to drop it right in this open space to the right. All right. Again, keyboard shortcuts and quick editing, you can do it. You just got to get used to all the functions and know where you are in the workspace, and it's going to go quite well for you.